After the age of 60, every bite of food becomes more than just a meal. It becomes either a quiet act of healing or a slow step toward decline. It might sound dramatic, but the science supports it. According to the CDC, older adults get only about 7% of their calories from fast food. That's not much. But here's the twist. It's not the quantity of fast food that harms you, it's which ones you choose. You might have already done the hard work. You said no to soda. You moved away from fries. You swapped burgers for grilled sandwiches or oatmeal bowls. You even started your mornings with smoothies that looked healthy on the surface. But here's the part most people over 60 never hear. Some of the healthier fast food options can do more damage than the fried ones you left behind. Let me ask you this. What if one of those well-meaning food swaps you made is quietly raising your blood pressure, spiking your blood sugar, or even stiffening your arteries day by day? You're about to discover 4 fast food choices that can hurt your body in ways that are especially dangerous after 60, and more importantly, 4 that can actually help you heal, grow stronger, and stay independent longer. These aren't superfoods that cost a fortune. These are real items from real places. Choices that could turn fast food from your worst enemy into your silent ally. And some of the worst offenders? They're not fried, they're not greasy, they're not even sweet, but they're harming seniors every single day because we were told they're safe. Let's start with the 4th food on the danger list. This one might surprise you. At first glance, it seems like the smartest swap you could make. Instead of a greasy burger, you reach for the grilled chicken sandwich. It looks lean. There's lettuce, maybe even a slice of tomato. You feel good about it, and why wouldn't you? But here's the part no one tells you. The grilled chicken sandwich at most fast food places isn't what it seems. That grilled chicken, it's often injected with phosphate-based flavor enhancers. These help preserve the meat and boost taste, but they also stress your kidneys and weaken your bones, especially in older adults. The grill marks? Many chains use chemical coloring to fake them. You're not just eating chicken. You're eating a science project dressed up as healthy. And let's not forget the bun. Soft, sweet, seemingly harmless. But most of these buns are made with high fructose corn syrup, a sugar that spikes insulin and encourages belly fat, which becomes harder to lose after 60. Add in the sauces, packed with sodium benzoate, and what you thought was a clean meal turns into a recipe for chronic inflammation. A 2022 study in the Journal of Gerontology found that older adults who ate grilled chicken sandwiches from fast food chains twice a week had CRP levels, an inflammatory marker, 37% higher than those who avoided fast food altogether. Harold, a retired teacher from Atlanta, learned this the hard way. He thought he was doing everything right, but over time, his joints stiffened, his energy dropped, and he gained weight. When his doctor tested his blood, inflammation markers had doubled. He cut out the sandwich, started cooking his own chicken with olive oil, and within weeks his CRP dropped from 6.8 to 3.1, and he could move again without pain. So what can you do? If you're stuck ordering it, ask whether the chicken is prepackaged or freshly grilled. Skip the bun, hold the sauce. Or better yet, make your own at home with real ingredients, because the healthiest item on the menu might just be the most dangerous. Oatmeal. It's been praised for decades as the heart-healthy way to start your morning. Doctors recommend it. Magazines list it as a superfood. And for good reason. When made the right way, oats can support cholesterol control, digestion, and long-lasting energy. But the oatmeal bowl you pick up at your favorite fast food stop, that's a different story entirely. Most fast food oatmeals are far from healthy. They're loaded with syrupy apples or cranberries, drowning in added sugar, often more than 20 grams per serving, the same as a candy bar. And it's not fresh fruit. It's soaked, preserved, and sweetened to survive transport and shelf time. Even the oats themselves are a problem. Fast food chains often use instant or pre-cooked oats. Why does that matter? Because instant oats spike your blood sugar much faster than traditional rolled oats. And that's especially dangerous for people over 60. As we age, insulin sensitivity declines. That means your body becomes slower at clearing sugar from the blood and quicker at storing it as fat. A 2021 study published in Nutrients found that older adults who ate high-sugar oatmeal bowls 5 days a week saw a 14% rise in LDL cholesterol and a 22% increase in fasting insulin after just 6 weeks. That's exactly what happened to Lillian, a retired librarian from Tucson. She swapped her eggs for oatmeal bowls, thinking she was doing the right thing. But 2 months later, she felt constantly bloated, groggy mid-morning, and her blood sugar had crept into pre-diabetic territory. Her A1C jumped from 5.7 to 6.2. When she switched to home-cooked, steel-cut oats with cinnamon and a handful of walnuts, her energy bounced back. And within 3 months, her A1C dropped back to 5.6. So what's the fix? If you must grab oatmeal on the go, ask for it plain. No toppings, no syrup. Add your own cinnamon. Or better yet, eat before you leave the house. Because that sweet little breakfast bowl, it might be aging your body faster than you think. It sounds like the perfect lunch. Lean turkey, whole grain bread, lots of veggies and a little mustard. No mayo, no bacon. It even says low fat right on the menu. What could go wrong? Plenty, if you're over 60. Let's start with the turkey itself. At most fast food and deli chains, it's not real roasted turkey breast. It's processed meat, formed and preserved with sodium nitrate. That's the same compound linked to oxidative stress and damage to blood vessels. Especially dangerous if your arteries are already a little stiff with age. And because the label says low fat, many people let their guard down. They order a bigger size. They add extra sauce. But here's the catch. That whole grain bread is often made with enriched flour, stripped of fiber, and darkened with caramel coloring, which has been linked to cancer risk when consumed frequently. Layer on the dressing, even the light ones, and now you've got a lunch that looks heart smart, but actually behaves like a cardiovascular time bomb. A 2023 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who ate nitrate-containing deli meats at least 3 times per week had arterial plaque that was 34% thicker after just 12 weeks compared to those who avoided them. Paul, a 70-year-old retired bus driver from Milwaukee, thought he was playing it safe. He ditched fried food and ate a turkey sub nearly every day. But after a minor stroke, his doctor ran a full vascular panel. Paul's triglycerides were dangerously high. His carotid arteries were 40% blocked. He made one key switch, cut the deli meats, and started eating grilled salmon with avocado instead. Within 2 months, his brain fog lifted and his triglycerides dropped by 39 points. So if you still enjoy sandwiches, that's okay. But skip the processed turkey. Ask for double veggies. Or better yet, bring your own clean protein from home. Because low fat doesn't mean low risk, especially when your heart's already done decades of hard work. You walk into the cafe, skip the pastries, and order what sounds like the perfect choice: a fruit smoothie, kale, mango. Maybe it says immune boosting or energizing on the label. You sip it and feel proud. You're making smart choices. But what if that smoothie is silently doing more harm than good? Most fast food smoothies are far from healthy. Behind the colorful names and fruit pictures lie fruit concentrates, sweetened yogurt, sorbet, and booster powders filled with gums and synthetic vitamins. They're designed to taste natural, but they act more like liquid candy. In fact, many 16-ounce smoothies contain up to 60 grams of sugar or 15 teaspoons. That's more sugar than a milkshake. And here's where it gets dangerous for people over 60. As you age, your body processes sugar more slowly. The glucose spike from one smoothie lingers longer, damaging cells and tissues in the process. This damage isn't just about weight gain. It goes deeper. That excess sugar triggers something called glycation, a chemical reaction that hardens tissues, breaks down collagen, and accelerates aging of your skin, eyes, joints, and arteries. A 2022 study in the Journal of Aging Research found that seniors who drank commercial fruit smoothies 3 times a week had 29% higher levels of advanced glycation end products, AGEs, along with more joint stiffness and visible skin thinning. That's what happened to Rosa, a 75-year-old grandmother from San Diego. She had already quit soda and candy, replacing them with smoothies. But her weight plateaued, her knees began to ache, and her fasting blood sugar crept up from 102 to 131. Her dietitian traced it back to the smoothies. She switched to homemade versions, unsweetened almond milk, kale, chia seeds, a small handful of frozen berries. 2 months later, she was down 8 pounds and her blood sugar was back under 100. So next time you see green detox or superfruit blast, pause. Ask what's inside. Avoid added juice, sweetened yogurt, or sorbet. Or better yet, blend your own. Because the most dangerous drink for seniors often comes with the word healthy printed right on the cup. When you hear the word burrito, you probably don't picture a health food. Most people think of sour cream, greasy cheese, and bloated stomachs. But here's the truth. A simple bean burrito, done right, can be one of the best fast food options for seniors. It all comes down to fiber. Beans, especially black or pinto beans, are rich in soluble fiber. This type of fiber doesn't just help you stay regular. It also slows sugar absorption, lowers LDL cholesterol, and feeds beneficial gut bacteria. For older adults, that's huge. Constipation, blood sugar swings, and poor gut health become more common after 60. But fiber-rich meals fight all three at once. And unlike salads that leave you hungry, a well-made bean burrito can keep you full for hours without a crash. A 2021 study in the British Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who ate just 1 cup of legumes daily saw a 24% drop in LDL cholesterol and a 17% increase in gut microbial diversity in just 8 weeks. Susan, a 66-year-old retired florist in Boise, struggled with unpredictable digestion and blood pressure spikes. Her doctor suggested more plant-based meals, so she swapped her morning egg sandwich for a black bean burrito. No cheese, no sour cream, extra salsa. Within 6 weeks, her digestion improved, her LDL dropped by 21 points, and she felt more energized in the mornings than she had in years. Here's the trick. Skip the cheese. Skip the lard. Ask for whole wheat wraps. Add avocado or fresh salsa. And make sure the beans are real, not the canned, refried kind loaded with fat. Because done right, a burrito isn't a guilty pleasure. It's plant-powered protection. For years, eggs were painted as the enemy. Too much cholesterol, too risky for your heart. But new research has turned that thinking upside down. Especially for people over 60, eggs, whole eggs, may be one of the most important foods you can eat to stay strong and sharp. Why? One word: choline. Choline is a nutrient found mostly in egg yolks. It supports brain health, liver function, and muscle strength. And here's the problem. After 60, your body becomes less efficient at absorbing and producing choline on its own. That's one reason why brain fog, weak grip, and muscle loss creep in slowly over time. These days, more and more cafes and breakfast spots offer egg-based wraps or bowls. The key is knowing how to build it right. A 2020 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who ate 2 whole eggs a day for 6 weeks had a 21% increase in plasma choline levels and a 16% improvement in grip strength, without raising LDL cholesterol. Take Richard, a 69-year-old retired firefighter from Portland. He'd been avoiding eggs for years, living on toast and cereal, but he was losing strength, having memory lapses, and feeling tired by 10 a.m. His dietitian suggested something radical. Bring back eggs. Within a month of switching to egg wraps with spinach, tomato, avocado, and just a touch of cheese, he felt more alert and regained his appetite. His hand strength noticeably improved. Here's the rule. No white flour wraps, no hash browns, no bacon. Just whole eggs, grilled veggies, a sprinkle of cheese, and a whole grain wrap. What you get isn't just breakfast. It's muscle maintenance in a tortilla. So instead of fearing eggs, use them wisely and give your brain and body the fuel they deserve. You might not expect to find grilled salmon at a fast food place, but today more health-conscious chains are making it available. And for people over 60, this one bowl might be the most anti-inflammatory fast food meal you can buy. A simple bowl of grilled salmon, brown rice or quinoa, and dark leafy greens is a powerhouse for aging bodies. Why? Because it delivers three key things most older adults are missing: omega-3 fats, fiber, and magnesium. Let's start with the fish. Omega-3 fatty acids found in salmon aren't just good for the heart. They reduce inflammation, support mood and memory, and improve joint flexibility. Combine that with the slow-release energy of brown rice and the nutrient density of greens like kale or arugula, and you've got a meal that heals. A 2022 study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging found that seniors who ate omega-3 rich meals, like salmon bowls at least 3 times a week, showed a 36% improvement in endothelial function, which means better blood flow and more resilient arteries. They also reported less joint pain, better mood, and fewer signs of oxidative stress. Janet, a 74-year-old retired piano teacher from Denver, was struggling with chronic knee pain despite years of arthritis medication. After talking to a dietitian, she started ordering salmon bowls twice a week and cooking similar meals at home. Within 2 months, her inflammation markers dropped significantly. She reduced her ibuprofen intake by 60%, and, best of all, she could garden again without pain. What to avoid? Sweet glazes like teriyaki, creamy sauces, and white rice. Ask for lemon or olive oil, double the greens, and stick to grilled, not fried. Because this isn't just lunch. It's circulation support, joint repair, and heart fuel all in one bowl. It's small, it's simple, and yet it might be the most overlooked superfood for seniors. A single cup of cottage cheese with fruit doesn't seem like much, but for adults over 60, it delivers something most fast foods, and even many healthy meals, can't: long-lasting protein that protects your muscles while you sleep. As we age, muscle breakdown speeds up, while protein absorption slows down. That's why many older adults feel weaker even if they eat well. What makes cottage cheese different is the type of protein it contains: casein. Casein digests slowly, feeding your muscles for hours, especially helpful overnight when the body repairs itself. Pair it with pineapple, peaches, or berries, and you've got a powerful combination of protein, calcium, phosphorus, antioxidants, and fiber, without the sugar spike of most packaged breakfasts. A 2021 study in clinical nutrition found that adults over 65 who consume 35 grams of dairy-based protein daily, including from cottage cheese, gained 1.2 kg of lean muscle in 12 weeks without changing their exercise habits. They also reduced their risk of sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss, by 41%. Frank, a 78-year-old retired engineer from Tampa, was struggling to rise from chairs and feared falling. His physician recommended evening protein intake and physical therapy. Frank began having a bowl of cottage cheese with pineapple every night at 8 p.m. Within 6 weeks, he could stand up twice as fast, regain 3 pounds of muscle, and started walking a mile a day without his cane. It's not fancy, it's not trendy, but it works. So the next time you're looking for a fast snack, skip the parfait. Ask for cottage cheese or bring your own. Your muscles will thank you in the morning. So here's the truth most people never hear. Fast food isn't always the enemy, but thinking the wrong ones are safe, that's where the real danger lies. When you choose wisely, even something from a drive-through can help protect your bones, fuel your muscles, and keep your brain sharp. After 60, every food choice speaks louder. It either builds you up or slowly breaks you down. Now we want to hear from you. Which fast food did you always trust until today? And which one of the good four are you most excited to try? Drop your age and where you're watching from in the comments. We're reading every message and offering tailored advice for your journey. You're not in this alone. Let's age strong together.